And that ends that section right there, and it's going on to the next section of the show, which is the Q&A section, where people have asked me questions on curiouscat.me/GRAX'S, but also been asking me questions on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all that kind of stuff. Tommy says, there must be a forum subreddit where you can get feedback from within the creepypasta world, and I don't really know what any of that is. You're right, I should be posting stuff on the Reddit forums. I'm actually very amateurish when it comes to Reddit. But that's a prime source of scary stories, so I should put that up there. That's a really good suggestion, thank you. But enough about me. Let's go on to Curious Cat. Oh, and incidentally, now would be a good time if you would like to ask me a question right now to answer. Then by all means, answer in the chat, and I will answer it to the best of my abilities. But let's go on to Curious Cat. Oh yeah. I already have an account. I do feel really embarrassed about that. I'm so sorry. I of course know that China is completely different from Japan. We were actually watching oh god, this is embarrassing. Viv and I were watching the movie Rec a few hours ago before I started the stream. Rec is the Spanish horror movie, which is a zombie outbreak within a block of flats, and within that there is a Asian family, and I said, oh, look at that, it's I was trying to figure out if they were Chinese or Japanese, and I thought, no, I haven't quite figured out the facial features yet to the point where I can instantly recognize the race. Although there is a picture I picked up the other day which actually has like information about looks of Japanese, Chinese, and Koreans, and seems to be pretty accurate. Anyway, back to the authorization. No, I don't want to do that. Go to the inbox. Go through there. Okay, so like I said, I haven't done this for a few weeks, 8 of them, so some of these questions are going to be quite old. But the oldest question is 19th of July, and it just keeps getting better and more recent than that. So the first question, Anon asks, have you got 100% of the trophies on any of your PlayStation games? Are you much of a trophy hunter? No, I haven't got 100% on any of the games I have on the PlayStation, although the one game which has only 2 trophies remaining is Overcooked 1. Overcooked 1, I just have 2 more trophies to get, and then there's 100% completion, and that is it. But the things that, like, one of them is quite a hard achievement, and the other one is the trophy you get when you get everything, so, yeah. But I'm not really that bothered. I'm not that kind of person who would trophy hunt to get 100% completion on the game. I used to be really interested into collecting achievements back in the, I want to say back in the 2000s, maybe a bit earlier than that. But hashtag pussy hunter. Yeah, pussy hunting is what I used to do, but I don't do that anymore because I'm in a loving, caring, fantastic relationship, which I wouldn't change for the world. Except maybe get in the country. So no, I'm not really much of a trophy hunter. But that's okay. I'm happy with that. Next question. I love you, Anon X. Thanks. I love you too, Anon. Next one. What's the difference between Mandarin and Cantonese? Anon asks. And the simple answer is they're 2 different languages. I don't know. I really don't know the difference. I guess it's the same as Spanish and Catalan, where in Spain there's like 2 countries in 2 areas within the country that speaks not Spanish but Catalanese, and it's, I don't know. This would be a good opportunity for me to learn these 2 languages, but I think trying to learn Mandarin for now is challenging enough as it is. Next question. Would it be fun to be a nature film crew member? I think I got this question before, and it depends, really. I've watched some of those behind the scene footage of, I think it was Blue Planet, where you see the Blue Planet, you get some spectacular, incredible shots of all these different animals and action and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of the time, it just seems to be just wandering around, keeping a track on the radar and other sensory equipment, trying to find the next big action. And then you rush over there, and there's a chance you might miss it. And then even then, you have to make sure you've got everything working exactly as it is. And the fact is, trying to set up your equipment perfectly to capture a once-in-a-lifetime experience, it's stressful. And if you don't capture it, that's it. It's gone. And that's quite frustrating. But I guess in a way, yes, it would be quite cool because I like to make films. And that's one of the tense moments when filming wrestlers. When I used to film wrestlers for a small wrestling company, Kapow Wrestling, you have to make sure the cameras are in the exact correct position, and you have to make sure your equipment is working. And sometimes things go wrong. Sometimes the camera just malfunctions, and sometimes you lose all your footage. And that's a shame, but it's good to have some kind of backup. So to answer your question in a long roundabout way, yes, it would be quite fun. Because despite all the hassles, the end result can be spectacular. If you were given $1 million, Anon asks, 3 days ago, if you were given $1 million sometime in 2019, what's the first and last thing you would do with it? It's an interesting question. Sometime the first and last thing we do with it, $1 million. And this is similar to like one of those lottery numbers. And as strange as it sounds, $1 million is not very much nowadays. So what would I do with it? First and last thing. I think the first thing I'd do is figure out how much of it I would give to my family. That's one of my main policies. If I ever won the jackpot, I would always divide half of it and give it to my family, because that's the kind of person I am. And I think the last thing I would do with it is probably... Oh, I know what I would do with it. Yeah. All right, so assuming I invested it in the right places and bought new equipment and sort that all kind of stuff, the last thing I would do with it is I would take a chunk of money, maybe like 10 grand or so, and I'll go to Las Vegas with my girl, and we would gamble it all away to try and recoup. No, not gamble it away to the point where it's gone, because I'm a good gambler. And no, I'm not. And I would try and remake another $1 million. Yes, because all you need to do, right? All you need to do is take 10 grand and you put it on the roulette table. You just got to pick the right number several times in sequence, and you get a shit ton of money back. Frankly, how hard can that be, really? Wow, hang on. Ethan R. Kidd has donated £5 with the message, enjoy the money, bro, hope this can help. Wow. I don't know if that's real or not. That's never happened, but that's incredible. Thank you so very much. Let me just double check to see. You. I was wondering why I didn't get any notification sounds, but I was thinking, maybe it's some kind of janky setup I have. But you. Anyway, where was I before I got interrupted? What's the one thing that I love about myself? Anon asks 3 days ago. What's the one thing I love about myself? I've got lots of things I love about myself. I would say the easiest one is my face. That's one of the things I love about myself. I mean, besides the fact that it's old and wrinkly, and it's got excess fat, and it's got lots of rashes, and it's got no hair, and it's got deep, sagging eyes, I got a really cute face. I'm rather handsome. I mean, Viv's mum thinks I'm cute. And that's on the physical side of things. I mean, there's other things I like about myself. And I think the other thing I like about myself is I am I like to try and find the positive, funny things in life. As much of a boring answer as that is. But actually, no, here's a better one. I'm quite easygoing. It takes quite a lot to upset me or annoy me or get me angry about or anything like that. I mean, it's not to say it doesn't happen, but this kind of chilled, laid-back attitude makes life a lot less stressful. Will you marry Viv in Vegas? Asking for a friend. That friend is Viv. PDT, the geeky says. I don't think Viv would like me to marry her in Las Vegas. As cool as it would be, because I don't know. I don't think she would like me. My mum got married in Vegas. It was a really good time. It was, to cut a long story short, my mum got married to Vegas to my late stepfather, and it was kind of like a spur of the moment type of thing. They'd been together for like 7 years. He proposed to her a couple of times, and she was like, saying, no, I've got to make sure this is right. And so the time went by, and they just happened to be in Vegas because they were visiting my late uncle, who was a professional gambler. And at one time, of one drunken night, they said, okay, it's now or never. We've got to do it. And so they did. They got married, and it was great fun. And the thing is, like, there was nobody else around except my uncle, who was there at the time. So my grandparents were there. I wasn't there, and all this kind of stuff. It was like they got very tipsy to build up some courage, and they went in and did it. And my uncle was like, all right, can we hurry up? Well, I'm on the clock here. I've got like 10 grand on the table full of chips right now in a poker tournament, blah, blah, blah. And they got married, and I watched the video. It was great fun. And I don't know. I mean, it would be fun to do. It would be fun to do. Wait, I have an itchy left ring finger. To cut a long story short, he said no. Well, there are some special creams for that itchy finger, you know, which I happen to have, if you know what I mean. Yeah, special cream. Yeah, it's called Savlon. It's in the medicine cabinet. Medicine cabinet? It's in the bathroom cabinet. You should go and get some. Yeah. So, yes. Thank you, computer, for telling me that your Windows Defender summary is up to date. Thank you. What animal scares me the most? I'm not really scared by animals. Anon, who asked me that 3 days ago, I'm not really scared by animals at all. I used to be scared by things like spiders and whatnot. But no, they're perfectly reasonable. Animals have every right to be here, and I'm not really scared. Having said that, if I was approached by a lion or a bear or something like that, I would probably be scared. There's only one special cream here, and he's doing a stream. The special cream, he's doing a stream. He's creaming his cream on his stream. That wasn't bad, actually. And on 3 days ago, if you could send a message to the entire world, what would you say to everyone? That's actually a really good question. If you could send a message to the entire world, what would you say to everyone? I actually want to open this up to everybody in the chat right now. People in the chat, what would you actually put this? And this is a question for like people on YouTube in the comment section down below. What would you say to the world if you had the opportunity to talk to everyone in one go? What would you say to them? I hope you're all getting a good laugh over Brexit, because we ain't. Bit of satire there. Save the cheerleader. Save the cheerleader. Save the world. I miss Steve Clit. These are all good messages. I miss Steve Clit too. I really do. For those who don't know what Steve Clit is, he was a guy who popped up yesterday on the stream. I'll put a... Wait. Hang on. Let me just look at the screen. So that's the left. So I should be doing this for the right, for the link to pop up about here. That's right. Oh my God, Pete, that's a great idea. I like that. Okay, so Pete said they're already here. They live amongst us. That's a good one. That's a really good one. I think an extra addition to that would be something. Hang on, I have to go. You don't realize what you have done. I don't know, that's more something you would say in your deathbed. Like, say you're fighting somebody and then you're just about to die, and then you say, or something like, I was the only thing holding them back. Even whether it be true or not, that would be a fun thing to say. So, yeah. you could say something like, I was the only thing holding them back. There you go. That's a good answer. Anon says 3 days ago, who do you usually turn to when you would need advice? Google? No, that's not true. One of the things I've been doing is, Google's for one thing. You just ask a question and you're bound to get a response of hundreds, if not thousands, if not millions of people who have gone through something very, very similar. One of the things I've been listening to a lot is a lot of self-help stuff. No, self-help's the wrong word. Life coach stuff. Hang on. Tommy here says, let's be honest, tell him to follow you on social media. Yep, that's exactly what I would say to them. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/GRAX'Bishop, youtube.com/GRAX'Bishop. You can follow me on the social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or GRAX'Bishop. Just do a search and it's really easy to find. I've been listening to a lot of life coach stuff, like very, very high level stuff, which includes people like Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, Tommy, Bill Yu, and a few pieces of people like that. You get some really inspirational stuff, very high level, which can be applied to everything. But, sometimes you do need someone to say something like, think of life as a changing of seasons. You will always go through wintertime, but at some point you'll go through a springtime and you go through a summertime. So even things look bad, they will get better. But I think I need a bit more than that now, because it's fair enough going through all these. It's fair enough. It's very much a case of just going, yes, you could do this, and that's good, but you need some advice. Like, for example, I'm going onto YouTube right now to try and learn how to memorize things faster. One guy's coming up is called Jim Quick. I think it's Jim Quick. A guy from China, Jim Quick, who has a whole bunch of memory coaches and stuff. And that's where I learned the technique of writing the whole thing out in individual letters. No, it wasn't him, it was somebody else. Anyway, he wrote out the idea of writing everything out to help him write it, blah, blah, blah. So my main answer is the internet. Main answer being Google. The main answer probably being YouTube. I don't know. It's not the same as asking a friend, going up and saying, look, I'm going through some really hard times. I just need someone to listen to. I've not had to do that for a while. Yeah. And even then, it's a combination of ask them and then ask the internet. Jim Quick's videos are surprisingly long. Yeah. Jim Quick, spelled Kwik. That's a bit of a joke there. That's actually pretty good. That goes along with your portfolio PDT of being a skilled writer, proofreader, and copywriter looking for a decent paid job. If you want to find out more of his stuff, go to twitter.com/Pete D. Trenchard. I believe that's correct. And please correct me if I'm wrong. And by all means, put your link in the chat right now. I hope that answers your question, Anon. Anon asked 3 days ago, what physical features do you usually pay the most attention to? Eyes, for one thing. Does it help you? Yeah, eyes. Well, that's one of the things I do notice. People's eyes, whether it be straight on or slightly wonky, which I think mine are happening right now, and I don't know how to stop it. I notice people's haircuts. I always give them a compliment when they have a good haircut. It's important to tell people that they look good. A nice smiley face. The torso area, I'm not going to lie, I do notice that. And these are the main physical features that I pay attention to most in other people. Purely physical. Not talking about personality-wise and all that kind of stuff. Purely physical. But eyes are pretty important. And Anna asked 3 days ago, if you could spend a day with anyone, whom would you choose? My girlfriend. Yes. There you go. That's a good, easy answer. Or maybe... Who was it the other day I was thinking of? It was someone else's celebrity. I mentioned David Tennant in the past. He seems like a really nice chap. He does seem like a really nice chap, especially listening to his podcast that he did. Who else? Come on, think. Drawing a blank. All right, if it's not my girlfriend, I would like to hang out with anyone. I would like to hang out with the people who I spent time up in Edinburgh back in 2000 and whenever it was, when it was Tom Mayhew, PDT, Michael Bell, Andy Harlan, all that kind of stuff. Yep, that's right. I'm turning my one person into multiple. My stream, I could do that. I hope that answers your question. And also Tom and PDT. Did I? I think I set my foot in it again. And also Tom and PDT. I put you guys first, didn't I? Rather than the end of the list? I hope I didn't say anything offensive. Last question, which is currently on Curious Cat. Oh wait, I've got some more questions. Here you go. Hello, what's this? Someone has posted a video on my Curious Cap. My time capsule video. Oh my god, someone put my time capsule video on my Curious Cat. Anon did that 12 minutes ago. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. So 90 minutes ago, you look like Johnny Sins. Well, we just established that. Not quite true. Oh, mate. Wait, what did I made a time capsule? Yeah, I did. I'll post a link down below in the description. But actually, maybe I could do that. If you go to... Let me just quickly check on it. All right, so yes. My time capsule, which I made on the first... Shut up, Grax! I'm trying to talk here! You... I said shut up, you stupid... freaky-eyed, balding man! No one cares about your thoughts. You didn't say anything offensive. I was suggesting you mention us in the long pause before you finally mentioned us. Oh, thank God for that. Oh my God. Oh, I was so scared. I'm so scared. I'm leaning on this Nectar mattress. This 100% memory foam Nectar mattress, which is not good for me. And I'll tell you why it's not good for me. I'm still ranting on about this. Because it just doesn't give me the support on my hips that I really need. And it's bloody hot. Michael Bell, 86. Hello, Michael Bell. How you doing? I hope you did all right. I hope you got home safe and sound after our gaming session last night. How are you doing? So yes, back to this. I made a time capsule back on the 1st of May, 2009. So that was 10 years ago. Shit, I need to do it. All right. Everybody go, you can go look at my YouTube channel, May 2009, take a watch of that. But I'm starting to think that maybe I should reply to this. I remember this because I did this back in 2009 and I was going to have a reply in 2015 because, you know, it seemed like a good number. And I never replied to it. I never replied to it at all, but shit, it's been over 10 years. I think now's a good time to actually reply to it. I'll tell you what, people in the chat, what do you think I should do? What do you think I should do with this thing? Would you like me to do a recording off the stream, as in go and watch this video and make a reaction video to this video I've done in the past? Or shall we do this together next weekend? Next Sunday, we can do a live stream watching me watching back to this reaction video. Either or works fine. It's just that I think that I can be a bit more creative in terms of editing a video if I respond to it offline. Having said that, it might be quite fun for us to comment about what I thought was important in my youth. So what do you reckon? Put your votes in the chat. Should we watch this next Sunday from beginning to end as a Twitch stream together, or should I make a video separately and just edit it together and put it online? Yeah, put it in the comments in the section down below, and I'll be interested. I mean, I actually remember some of the things. It was relating to who's in our current, who's currently in power. Has there been a one world currency? Are you fat? Have you met somebody? Oh no, these kind of questions. Yeah, okay. So do it offline. Give yourself some creative leeway. I think that's fair enough. Yeah, okay. So I could focus on that for a little while. Okay, I'll come up with that plan. Unless people want, I'll take that. I'll take PDT's answer as the de facto answer until we get some more answers down below. Offline from Michael Bell. Thank you. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Thank you, whoever found that. I completely and utterly forgot about that. Did that. Offline. Okay, how do you find the original? I'll tell you what, let me do this. I will do this just to help you guys out, because I've got lots and lots of videos. This will just make things a lot quicker. I can just share it in the chat link right now. Shut up! I said shut up! Nobody cares about you! Right. Sorry. I don't know where that came from. Yeah. And bang. Like so. Okay, so now that should be coming up on the Twitch chat and on the YouTube chat, so people who want to be watching this later on. So yeah, that is my time capsule, which I made back in 2009. I got completely off track there. Boop. 2009. Where was I? Yes, biggest turn on and turn off. My biggest turn on is I like boobs. I just like boobs all the way through, no matter what the size. I think that's good. I like a good face. Here's another thing, right? I like short, but okay, we're making an assumption here. I'm making the assumption that we're talking about members of the sex which I'm attracted to. All right, that's my assumption. My biggest turn-ons is not just boobs, but also I like girls with short hair, short yet feminine hair. I mean, long hair is nice, but something about the shortness just really does it for me. A nice smile, obviously. It goes a long, long way when you've got a nice smile. My voice hasn't broken in 2009, had it? No. The crazy thing is, I thought it had, PDT. So, hair. One thing is I really like girls in a sharp business suit and like a tight shirt with like a little tie and everything and a short skirt, which is like a good essay. Short enough to be interesting, but long enough to keep the subject interesting or interested, something like that. So yeah. So I think those are the big things quickly. As well as a nice face and a nice smile, definitely short but feminine hair, boobs, and a nice sharp, pristine business suit. I find those things a turn on. A turn off, bad breath. I find bad breath quite a turn off, and because it's just like it just stinks. It really does stink. Sometimes a person's mouth can smell like manure. And the thing is, I'm just as guilty as that kind of stuff. I'm very conscious about my breath. So yeah, there's that. What else? There's some things like that. I guess that's about it, really. I'm struggling to think of anything else, but that's a big no-no for me. An ugly face, I guess that's like a common thing for everybody else. But what is an ugly face? It's hard to define, really. Yeah, but that's probably my top one. The biggest turn-off is halitosis. Does that come an issue with dating a smoker? The answer is no, because I like the smell of smoke. I like the smell of secondhand smoke of cigarettes, unless it's a particularly bad one. And the thing is, when you're kissing a smoker, you don't really taste the tobacco unless you kiss them immediately after they've had a cigarette or a cigar or any other puffing thingy. Strangely enough, the taste of cigars, cigarettes, and everything goes away quite quickly. So you don't actually taste it when you're kissing a smoker. What was I going to say? Tom comes with an interesting question. Tom Mayhew says, just now, what do you find attractive in men? Men, I find attractive muscles. I'm not attracted by the slim, thin model of a person. A good example would be someone like top of my head, Benedict Cumberbatch, who's a slim model. I'm attracted to muscle and a muscular build and like really big muscles. Pretty cool, but that's a respect thing rather than a sexual attraction thing. What else? Bit of stubble. Can't go wrong with a bit of stubble. Not a V shape, but like just a good muscular build. That's about it, really. What about you guys? What do you find attractive? The first thing that you could think of, what do you find attractive in the member of a sex that you are attracted to and the member of sex you're... No, hang on. This is kind of interesting. You know what? Let's keep it simple. Guys, here's a question. First thing, what do you find attractive in a woman? What's the first thing you find attractive in a man? Answer these both questions. And third option, what's the thing you find attractive in a undefined gender or a gender who does not want to be defined? There you go. And answer the chat in the description down below. I'd be curious. I'd be curious if it's similar answers, different answers, and the likes. And so, with all that being said, we'll do one last refresh on the Curious Cats to see if there are any answers being asked. And the answer is no. Although I did pick up a question. Let's see. I did pick up a question on, what's it called? Curious Cat the other day. Where is it? Here we go. This is a daily question by Jello, I think. What have you felt on your first heartbreak? Heartbreak. The first heartbreak. I don't know what exactly means in terms of heartbreak. It could be anything. But for the sake of this question, let's assume it's my first breakup, which I had many years ago. The simple answer is, like, when I first broke up with my girlfriend, it was a very, very sad instant, and we were saying, okay, this is it. We're breaking up now. And I was in my car, and I was crying. I was actually crying because it's my first girlfriend. I was 24, 25 at the time. I think so, because this is when I was living back in Andover. And the girl I was dating was living in Basingstoke. So the first time, I was crying, I was really, really sad, and she was about to drive off, but she didn't drive off. She came back, and we just tried again. We got together, kissed, all that kind of stuff, and we started dating again. But that we didn't really solve any problems. So we had the exact same arguments and the same problems about a month later on. And that's my point. I said, you know what, this isn't going to work. Let's actually properly break up. So it took me 2 attempts to break up with her, my first girlfriend years ago. But it was incredible sadness and heartache, and I was crying. Interestingly enough, the second time I broke up with her, I drove back home, and I was frustrated because I was thinking I'm worthless, and I was like, no, I'm not worthless, and I'm not worthless. I'm so fucking pumped, and it's like everybody has at least once in their life. Everyone has dumbbells and barbells. They just buy it at Argos because they think it's a good idea to do weights at home, but they never do. But at this time I did. So I started doing weights. I started getting like as many heavy weights as I could, and I was putting, which was, I don't know, what 20 pounds. No, it wasn't 20 pounds. Say about 40 kilograms at the time. And I was doing pumping. It's like, I'm not worthless. I'm not worthless. I'm not worthless. Vocally, I was saying this stuff out loud, and I imagine my housemates at the time were a little bit, what's going on here? Because I look back at it feeling a little bit embarrassed, like saying I needed to really pump iron to try and reassure myself that I'm worth something. But yeah, the first breakup was just heartache, and I was crying. I was looking at the chat right now. Tommy, he face and face and face. They're always the main thing. So these are the things you're attracted in terms of a man and a woman and an undefined gender. PDT carries on to say the face is the most important thing for a woman for me by quite a long way. Her body could be amazing, but if the face isn't attractive to me, it isn't going to work. Perfectly good answers, perfectly valid, and that is exactly correct. Men, there isn't a physical thing that attracts me. On a very rare occasion I felt an attraction to a man. It's been based on their charisma, their energy, which is why you keep coming back to me. I'm so sorry. I couldn't stop myself from saying, please don't leave me. Please don't leave me, PDT. My girlfriend's in Basingstoke. Is it really? Does her name begin with an E, and does her name end with an A? You don't have to answer that question because that would be very interesting. My mum's for wait, hang on, shit! I'm just catching up the chat. Tom, are you with PDT's mum? Are you? That's weird. Edwina? That's right, her name was Edwina. Not quite Edwina, but that would be weird. Let's grab some water. Oh, delicious water. Oh, yeah. Yep, I just thought of something. I was trying to ask questions on Instagram, like getting people to talk to me on Instagram. And I said, ask your questions here. And I forgot something quite fundamental. And it's like, whoops-a-doodle. How are people going to be asking me questions, G-Dog? Oh, dear. But I think with that being said, we've been going on for about an hour. And now would be a good time for people in the chat to ask me some questions. If you've got any more questions, let me know. Otherwise, I think now is a good time to wrap up this stream. I'm just going to do a very, very quick check to make sure there are no questions which I have missed on the other social feeds, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, A Grax Bishop, really easy to find. And yeah, if there are no more questions for that, this is a good time to put an end to the stream. But I think talking for about an hour is a good amount of time, don't you? Let's see, and I think the answer is... Answer is no. I think we're all done. We've been asking these questions for the last hour. You have been asking questions for the last hour. And I'm just going to quickly go through the chat one more time to make sure I've answered all your questions. Ba 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 da ba. Ba 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 ba. Doesn't look like there are questions here that I haven't answered. Can I watch back Grax yet? Ha! Not yet, but give me about 15-20 minutes, and once I have put out the poll to see if it's pasta or pasta, I will actually go onto the RG channel and make that live so people can actually watch it, because you got more permission to. Yes, I'll do that very shortly. But with that being said, thank you very much for watching my stream. Thank you for watching me talk for an hour about what's been going on in my life and answering the questions. If you have any more questions that you would like to ask me in the future, you can always do it on my Curious Cat channel, curiouscat.me/GRAX'Bishop. You can ask these questions anonymously, or you can put your name to it. But frankly, as you could see, most people just ask the questions anonymously. Michael Bell, just coming in at the last minute, say, if you were transported into a medieval time and could bring one piece of technology from now times, what would it be? That's a good question. It wouldn't be a mobile phone because it wouldn't work. I mean, it would work, but you wouldn't get the internet because it doesn't exist back then. That's a good question. I would... Oh, okay. Oh, okay, this is interesting. I wonder. I would bring a CD player with batteries and headphones, and I would bring one of my music CDs from one of my metal albums, like say something like Nemec or Alice in Chains or Metallica. And the reason why, I just want to see what would happen. What would happen if I introduced these people to the wonders of modern music making technology, and it'd be like how it would affect their minds, because they would never have heard anything like that at all. And I just want to see if it alters the course of history, because by that point they would be exposed to this kind of music. Would that mean that metal music would happen sooner or not, or would I just be classed as a demon of some sort, or a wizard, or a warlock, and be burnt to the stake? It's probably being burnt at the stake. But it'd be interesting to see what happens. PDT would bring an iPod, absolutely, with thousands of podcasts he needs to catch up on. But the thing is, you need like a gigantic battery pack to make sure that the iPod plays forever and ever and ever. I don't know what the life is on a fully charged iPod. Yes, a bit of music too. Music's interesting because, it's interesting because that question is kind of redundant because of the fact that there's just no power. Thank you very much for that. CuriousCat.me/GRAX'Bishop. If you want to give me a follow on my Twitch channel, because let's face it, you've watched me and you've been entertained and you would like to see me in the future, you can click on the heart button up there to give me a follow. I would appreciate that. Or if you like to watch my stuff on your time, not my time, but your time, you can go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/GRAX'Bishop, where I upload my streams in the future. Sometimes full, sometimes edited, but I also do vlogs and I also do reviews and other bits and pieces. And you can also take a look at my creepypasta stuff. Then give me a review and let me know what you think about that. And you could also follow me on social media. The Instagram, the Facebook, the Twitter, all GRAX'Bishop, all easy to find. Bell asked about Desert Island Disc Grax. What are your Desert Island discs? hang on, what's the Desert Island disc? I forget. How many discs am I allowed to have? I'm just go quickly. I do know what it is. I do know what Desert Island disc is, but I don't remember the exact details of Desert Island disc. Ah, shit! PDT, you're onto something there. PDT is talking about solar powered. Yes, this is perfect, right? Because what you do, you would bring your iPod and you would also bring a power pack, but you would bring a power pack that has a solar panel on it. So it would charge itself. You would have to make sure it's a good solar power pack. But you could do this. You would have infinite power. That is the best thing ever. Until it broke. Until it broke, and then you're still stuck. And you're still back to square one. PDT, you are so smart. Why is nobody hiring you? Guys, hire this man right here. Wait, hang on. Hire this man right here. 5 discs. 5 discs. All right. Oh shit. Okay. So the discs I would bring would be Faith No More's King for a Day, Fall for a Lifetime album, because that's like the first album I bought, and it's good, great general amount of music. I would also bring a collection of music from Leo Moracchioli. I think that's his name. He's a YouTuber and does rock covers. I would also bring the Sim City 3000 soundtrack, which is a really nice classic, jazzy kind of music. That's 3. Then I would bring this Italian metal band called Death Rage. They got some really interesting music, but only one of their albums. It's their The King is Fat and Dead album, I think it's called. For one thing. And lastly, the last one would be... This is really hard because a lot of music I like are not part of albums anymore. Let's go for one random one. Oh yeah, by the way, the Nemec album would be Dream Audio Station. I think it's called that. Shit, I haven't listened to that in ages. What's the last one, G-Dog? Come on, think. I would say... Oh, I know. The Wipeout 2097 soundtrack. That's got a good range of music, which is pretty cool. Fine, I'll bring the fucking time machine that sent me so I could go get... I'd bring the fucking time machine that sent me there so I can go back. Happy now, prick? That's an interesting answer there, PDT. I don't appreciate you saying the word prick, though. I know. But yeah, that's an interesting question, and I hope that answers your question, Michael Bell. And this has been quite fun. We got a bit of a brainstorming session going on there. Where was I? So, with that being said, thank you for everybody who's been watching me streaming right now. I really appreciate it. This includes PDT. This includes Tom A. Hugh. This includes Michael Bell, Viv, and even that guy who thought he donated me £5, but actually he was trolling me. Troll low. Ethan _R_kid. Thank you very much for watching me. And if I've forgotten somebody, I'm sorry, but thank you very much for watching my stuff. And with that being said, I will bring the string to an end. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you all next time. Bye. I mean, it would help if I pushed the right bloody button.